Welcome back, my name is Tobal, and thank you for joining me on another Let's Play of X4 Foundations. So, a patch has dropped, it's 1.21 I think, and one important thing it's done is it looks like it has fixed, or it claims to have fixed, some of the poor decision making of AutoTrader. So we will be testing that later today. The other thing that's important here is I finally completed, it was a foodstuff delivery mission. It took me quite a bit of time, but it was a nice 720,000 credit mission. And so it gives us a nice balance to start out with if we're going to get back into trading. So right over here, I have I've actually given my wing, or my fighter, an order to escort the Mercury, because the Mercury did get jumped earlier, and I went over to defend it and figured, hey, let's have an escort there. So I did create a Nova ship. It's just got a couple of guns on it, nothing too fantastic, but it will defend our trader. So we've completed all the missions we needed to use our trader for, so let's send him back into auto trading mode. Let's go into auto trade, and let's choose a couple things. Let's do advanced electronics, and some of these aren't necessarily $1,000 items, which is fine. I just want to see it performing and see what it does. Max distance kind of thing. We're going to change this around. Confirm. I'm going to cancel this fly and wait command because it will sit here and wait at this position forever. Alright, so it's going to go back to the auto trading option. One other important thing that I've done between the last video and this video is I've gone to explore mods. As it turns out, there's a new mod available. There's actually a bunch available, but one of them is called Trader Bot Notification, not brought, Trade Bot Notification. What this does is in the player information logbook, it will create an entry anytime your trader actually buys something, so you can at least manually do a comparison between the purchase price and the sell price to see if they're making a profit, which is what we're going to use to see how our traders are doing. So it looks like our trader already has a trade in mind. They've set aside 617,000 in this particular trade. I don't think anything's in the logbook until they actively do that trade. Okay, yeah, we don't see that yet. So, in this video, we're going to see if auto trading is again a possibility. One humorous problem that I tend to see, I've just started messing with fleets a bit. Our fighter has taken the order of its fleet manager, or the fleet leader here, and it's going to it itself, which is a bit awkward because it shouldn't, in theory, do that. It should escort the ship directly. So there's definitely some bugs there, unfortunately, and Egosoft needs to work out a couple of those fleet behavior bugs. Let's look at the rest of our fleet. We're starting to get up quite a few ships here. I have still our destroyer, our Pyramid destroyer, and I have him on a patrol mission, so he's just going to be patrolling the local area whenever he's not doing something. I've also docked an Elite Vanguard with that ship. I wound up I actually did a video recently on doing fleet management, and I tried to use this ship as the example, but what happens is this ship gets way too close to your capital and just gets bugged out. It just flies alongside it, kind of stuck in its wake, for lack of a better term. So we still have the freighter, or excuse me, the frigate, the Pone. We will need to repair that at some point, and that repair bill is going to be around 600,000. So it's going to hurt us a little bit when that gets done. But once it does, we'll start moving towards equipping that ship with efficient weapons, torpedoes, whatever we want to do, and then we'll probably start trying to bring some pain to the Xenon. Alright, so I'm docked right now in second contact because I was running around looking for missions and things like that. We've got two drillers that are doing the drill thing, the Vanguard that is parked inside of the frigate here. Yeah, that's the word. Let's actually just give it a default role of defending. That way I can keep an eye on what's going on here. Yes, we know who you are. Perfect. Let's see. We still have our laser tower out in the middle of nowhere, which is quite humorous. It'll be there forever until we go. I don't know if you can remotely destroy these or not. I don't think you can. Can I give it move options? Because that's amusing. No, I didn't think you could. Okay. So it's going to hang out there till the end of time, or until a Xenon patrol comes and blows it up. So what are we going to do today, Brain? we have 617,000 ready to go from a trade from our trader. I think I want to go ahead and pop out a couple more miners because I'm not convinced that trading is efficient yet, but I have been watching the miners make steady 40,000 K profits every time they drop their wares off. So let's go back to Argon Prime, head to the wharf, and buy a couple of basic miner ships. Ooh, actually, I wanted to explore, what does a large mining ship look like? Does it cost us money? So we do have a mineral miner, a large mineral miner. And this would cost 1.3 million. Let's give it a minimum. At minimum, it would cost almost 3 million. Okay, so we're still a bit ways away from that. I still want to make, I want to make a large freighter, and if the auto trader's still bugged, I think I'm just gonna trade myself. I think I'd like to, you know, do a little space trucking and see if that can be enjoyable or not. So the Shoryuken is what looks like the Iteron 5, and it has the highest storage of the Vanguard fleet, but it's all sitting at a cool 7 million to get that bad boy out the door. Alright, so that was a noise. What was that noise for? Didn't catch it. Did our trader make the purchase? He did! So we can actually see what he traded. Okay, now if this is what I'm thinking, when it tells you how much you're due from trades, it's giving you an estimate of what you're going to make from that trade. So if we're going by this theory, we have lost 580,000 credits, but we're going to get back 638,000 credits. That's a really good deal. So I don't know what he picked up. It is Advanced Electronics. Where are you going to, my friend? You are going to execute your trade in Black Hole Sun. Awesome. So he's actually now aggressively finding, well, it's not really super far away, it's only one jump, but he is trading outside of the current zone. And that's a huge profit. That's about a, what was it, a 70,000 credit profit? Could this mean Egosoft actually has fixed the problem? This might affect what we buy next, because if freighters are back in business, if auto trading is back to being the moneymaker, we might go for traders again, because traders are good money, and if we're doing 70,000 trades, or 70,000 credit trades, excuse me, then that might be the best bet. And if we have that available to us, we might want to flesh out the rest of our satellite network. You know, remember that we only drop satellites in certain areas because... Why are you damaged? Are you damaged? It almost looks like the green health bar is a little bit low. But we only drop satellites in certain areas because we didn't have enough at the time to fill everything. So, you know, there's tons of little station groupings, 2 and 3s, that we don't have satellites around. So we could take our super speedy Shadowfax, tell that bad boy to dock up at the wharf or equipment dock. Yeah, let's see if we can get a couple more consumables on that one. So you've got flares, you've got some satellites already. Let's give you a bunch of satellites. I mean, how much would this cost? Only 220,000. Okay, we're sitting at a couple million, or 1 million at least. Let's do that. It may even be more satellites than we ever use in this game. But we're going to... Awesome. We're going to permanently make you the satellite master. Spell satellite right? Probably. Okay. So you're now the satellite master. So if we're ever looking really quick in our inventory and we are in our ship list, we want to find the ship that's going to drop satellites. There we go. So let's go ahead and start expanding this trade network. We want to drop some satellites around. You know, and I don't know, I've seen some talk about, you know, it'd be nice if Egosoft could include an auto, you know, satellite drop feature. I don't know if it's possible though because of how spaced the stations are. Now you could have like if-then statements. So if there are more than 2 stations within X distance of each other, drop a satellite in the middle. You know, there's some calculation to that. I think it can be done. I don't know how efficient it'll be. I have also seen a mod so far that does change the default satellite range to the entire sector, although I think it's a bit too cheaty for my taste, but that's definitely going to be useful for people who want to have a fully developed satellite network. And we've got so many satellites, we're going to be pretty aggressive with our satellite placement here. If you've got 2 stations, we'll drop it next to you. Hell, even if you've got 1, let's just put a satellite there. This wouldn't hurt to have a satellite covering the gate just for fun. This is the gate that goes into Xenon space. Oh, I'm excited. So this would really give us the possibility of having a well-established satellite network for our now working, possibly, our now working traders. We haven't even touched some of these other sections yet. Drop one in here. Are you still getting your update? Are you still... Oh, you're still... I think you're still going to... Okay, good. I was hoping I wasn't queuing up all these, you know, deployments for no reason. So it still has to go grab its satellites, which is fine. You are, in fact, doing that. So we're going to drop one here, it looks like, because these grayed out orders are all the orders of this ship. So it's going to drop a satellite somewhere in this area. It's going to grab these 2 sections. Hell, we'll have it go out here and grab this medical facility. I'm gonna be real loose and fast with our satellites, folks. We need a nice network in order to make the big bucks. We'll skip that for now. We will drop one here. And I want to say that the satellite gives you like almost like a 5-tile radius. I just can't remember if that's 100% or not. So I try to keep these a little close by. The trade station is important to have included, but I don't think the range here could split the difference. So we'll put one here, one here. There is a pharmaceutical company, pharmaceutical factory here. We really do need to continue exploring. I put that on the back burner for a bit, but it needs to get to a priority again, so we can finish mapping out the rest of these areas. I think a satellite here should get all these stations, and I think we're close enough that our station will constantly give us an update on this ice refinery, which may or may not be useful. Oh, I'm so excited. We're gonna have this huge satellite network. I don't want to get too excited about the traders. I'm still not 100% confident that they're working right. I want to see multiple trades that are at a good profit before I call that one a win. But the fact that it was trying to go to Black Hole Sun, it makes me very, very happy indeed. You can see these are grayed out because we haven't had any trade information about these in a long time. See, this is where we stopped, and of course our trader is actually going to a station where it got the information from the satellite, so that is proving that the satellite network is useful, is worth it. Oh, so many abandoned stations that we've not put a satellite for. Holy goodness. Alright, what about here? You're still working. I'm glad our drillers even seem to be going the distance and going to where they need to go. I thought they'd get stuck in the parent system, but it looks like they're starting to wise up and go wherever they're needed. So that is exciting to see as well. So it gives me hope that, you know, while there's still some frustrations, it gives me hope that Egosoft is really looking and listening to what problems we're kind of saying on the forums and what problems are being reported, and they're actively addressing those as fast as they can. How many orders have we queued up here? Quite a few, but I don't think that's 50 yet. And we have a lot of satellites to give out. This guy's going to be doing work forever. Remind me to quick save. Gosh, I hope I quick save. If I don't, please yell at me, so I don't lose all these pending orders. All right, there's one right there. I think you get this station. I don't know if you get that or not. We'll just double check and put one right here. How far? Let's take a look at that. Gosh, this is a really far. It's almost like 2, 3. It is. It's a 5. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty big. And this was a normal satellite. Oh, this was the advanced. Okay. We have been using the basic satellites because I still wasn't convinced that the advanced satellite had a bigger radius. But in fact, so if we look here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just about 6 tiles is what it covers. Okay. The advanced satellite looks like it's covering double that. Okay, so the advanced satellite looks like it definitely is including more in its overall coverage. So if you have a nice position stack of stations, you might want to do a advanced instead. But honestly, just the basic satellites, you used to have to do advanced satellites in X3 because it covered the whole sector, but now it's more about positioning than the overall coverage. So it might wind up being more efficient just to drop satellites, around. Right, so this is going to probably be it for at least a little while in terms of satellite positioning. Our trader's still trying to trade, unless he just bought more things. I'll check the log in a second to see if he actually finished his trade or not. Check the log. Did you sell anything? You haven't yet. Okay. But our driller vanguards are making some money, 16k, 5k. That's not really that impressive, but I can try to refine those a little bit later on once I know what the better where is for sale there. It's a ton of traffic. It is looking pretty busy here though, which is kind of nice, right? I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more pirate activity. That's one thing that I've been very surprised is I only have been attacked one time by one pirate. So I'm not sure if this means it's only affecting the player, not the NPCs, but that was a big part of the old game, was the feeling that, hey, that's, it can be scary out there, and right now you don't feel scared. You really don't. I can fly through a Xenon system. Apart from an occasional mine hit, I can feel pretty good about it. So our trader didn't make as much as I thought. It looks like, but it's still a decent trade. That was 20,000, just under 40,000 credit profit. So that's not too bad. And as we expand our trade network, now remember, I've also greatly restricted what that trader can trade because I was so used to it not working and I was doing everything manually. So we can greatly increase, in fact, well, we could just do everything, but I still want to keep it somewhat limited to the nicer items because we've got the money. Why fill up you've got a limited hold, you've got a limited amount of wares to buy and sell. Why buy, why fill your hull with wheat when you can fill it with, advanced composites and make a lot more money? So I think we'll continue to add things that are high price, not even high price, just that aren't the lower echelon of wares. Because when you get a big trader ship, that's when bulk becomes the way to make the money over doing refined items. I think I'll slow down here. I think this is probably decent, and this will open up our ship to making multiple trades at one station. So if he goes to one station and he can find a particular ware, well, he might pick up extras. Now again, I don't know how the AI is calculated for that, but it could be an option. Quantum tubes I think are cheap. Okay, good enough for me. You're off to buy Claytronics, which is one of the more expensive items around, which is fine. You're thinking that you're going to make 1.5 million from this trade, so I am curious to see how that's going to pan out. Where are you at? Okay, where are you going? You're going to trade. You're going to buy Claytronics from here. You're going to sell it to the Void. Okay, let's give a little bit of oversight to this. Claytronics. All right, so the Void is over here, and you're going to buy from Second Contact, which is right here. Okay, we can zoom in a bit. Interesting. I'm not sure how much profit we're talking about here. We haven't been over here in a while, have we? Oh, we still somehow have trade data from these old stations. Interesting. We will have satellites down here eventually because our new orders have done that. So Claytronics, you're really only... I wonder if it canceled the trade because the data just went dry. I don't see any trade data on Claytronics in the Void. Let's check that again. Argon Trading Station right there. You buy wares at 4432. Okay, that's what you're paying for Claytronics. Okay, 4,432. You're buying from Second Contact Claytronics Factory. Okay, where are you buying that from? 4,599? Am I missing on something on that? It doesn't quite seem right unless the filter's not all cleaned up. Okay, let's look at it a different way. We think that this is supposed to show us the estimated profit, so I think we can compare what it actually cost. Yeah, I don't know about this one. It says it's going to... Oh, he hasn't bought yet. That's what it was. I'm sorry. He hasn't made his purchase yet. He's still flying around. So as soon as he makes his purchase, I guess we can estimate how good that's going to be. That's fine. We'll run a couple more tests before I make a decision on how to spend the next big batch of money. I think what I'll do is I'll let this video run, or I'll let this run for a bit and take a stop in the video and see what our profits are looking like and if it's worth continuing to invest in traders or if it's better to invest in miners. And at some point, we're getting pretty close to the time when we can start working on our station again. And in fact, that might be a good option too, since maybe both miners and traders are just as borked.